Hey guys, I'm going to create a quick tutorial for you to show you how to set up with the new version zero point 0.2 and greater. When you receive the package in your inventory and you res it out, it will give you the contents within a folder, but it'll also create an account for you with takecopy.com. Going to Take Copy, we click the link, and it will bring you to Take Copy where you can create a password. Just create your password. Don't let it be your Second Life password, just for security purposes. Click Login, and it'll redirect you here to the Eco page. And here, just re-enter that information and click Login. You won't have any created breeds or species. To do that, we have to start setting up our objects, and we're going to set up this little bear guy just with some basic skin sets and some animations. Why not? So it resed out. It gave us the package. We'll find it here in our inventory. It'll be named the same as the package itself. Just res your action object, the breed object, and then if you look in the notes, you'll see at the bottom some useful scripts here. This is for creating your skin sets and animations. This is a manual version, and then this is the automatic version. The automatic version will automatically format it into acceptable skin parameters and animation parameters based on the changes that you make to your breed. So you click on this to receive this in your inventory. If you need the touch params, the reason this doesn't work for larger prim sets is because it saves all of the parameters, every side, every prim, the types of parameters, a lot of things, and Second Life scripts don't hold that much information. At some point, I'll try to make a better script for retrieving the different skins and animations based on the changes you make, but I'll just use this for now and show you how to set this up, because the next version of this script will be very similar. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find the skin parameters, the changes that we make to this. But first, we need to be able to create the species, so we'll go into the eco breed itself, and changing the settings. We want to disable debug mode to be able to connect to the web server. Turning this to true allows you to do multiple tests without sending all that information. So if you're testing breeding or feeding or other functionalities that don't require connection and saving new breeds to the web server, just keep this as true. Otherwise, you need to enter in your username, and that's very important. It links the creator to who's been saved into the script, and nobody else can use your name. No one can manually type your name. If it doesn't match their avatar name, then it will fail, and you'll see that when you res it. It will tell you in hover text that the breed is not accepted. The creator name will not be accepted. So we'll save this. But additionally, we're going to want to move all these scripts over into our new object. But first, I just wanted to get some parameters. So I'm going to show you how that works to set up some skins and some animations. First, you put it in and you touch it to save the base parameters. And it saved the base. Now we can just make changes to this object. So what we want to do is we could set, let's just say we're going to just set the color across all the prims, and we'll have a green bear. Touching this again, we'll compare the previous results that were saved, the base results, to the changes that I just made. I'm going to get the skin set, and it will supply me with the parameters, color, and the actual color formatted. Now this right here means that this is its own skin set. If we do more advanced things like changing the actual textures and whatnot, let's set this back to white, and let's say we want to I don't know, let's give him wooden arms and legs as an additional parameter. Okay, so he's got wooden arms and legs. That's his an additional skin set that we create. When you touch this, you get the skin set, and it will tell you that the textures for these individual prims have been changed, when in fact it should be telling us 2, 3, 4, and 5 with the same texture, but I'll let that slide for right now. So we want to copy these parameters here, right, and take them over into the My Species tab. This is shorthand. This means that prim number 2 and 3, 4 and 5 have the same value on all sides. Oops. Which is this texture. We're going to call this wood limbs, okay? And in here we'll we don't need to set a category, but just for the sake of doing this, I'm going to set this to we'll call this limbs, okay? And the generation, this is gen means generation. That means the generation that it's going to be unlocked for. So if I set it to, let's say, 5, they need to have 5 series of children before this will be enabled or unlockable. Also, there's an odds filter, which makes this more or less rare. So the higher the number, the more rare it is. But we only need this to be 0 and 0 for this example. So none of these, the category generation and odds, don't have to be supplied. They'll automatically be filled in if you don't need them. But this now sets the texture to for those 4 prims on all sides to the default wooden texture. So we're going to save that, and if we want to create a new one, we're going to call this, we'll just say green, and we'll call this one the fur. Here we have the color for that, and we'll just add this in there. It sets all prims, which is -1, and all sides, -1, to this custom green color that I created. Okay, and this here just generally defines the species, and we're going to call this the tutorial species. Okay. Oops, it didn't save my green one. So you got to do one thing at a time, folks. Green fur, and there's our parameters. Okay, save that, and now you can go back and forth and edit these at any time. Okay. But to do a few more, we'll go back in here and touch once more. We're going to save the base, and I want to set these to just to be their default textures, the blank textures here. Okay, and doing that will now give me the opportunity to get all 4 of these prims textures. And see, that's how it should have formatted the other one. But like I said, I'm going to work on this auto parameter script. It does work pretty good, but it has its setbacks. I just needed something to provide to people so that they have something to get started with, a little easier than touching each prim and writing it all out like this. So now we have blank limbs and wood limbs. So we save this. I guess I don't really need to call this limbs. So go ahead and save it. So we got wood and blank, and then we have the green. And let's do one more red fur, right? So in here, all prims, all sides, and just because I know the format, it's RGB. So that's RGB. I have no idea how this is going to come out, so we'll see, right? So we have skeptical, might be ugly. Anyway, we have now we have a red and a green fur and two different types of limb textures. You can also change sculpts and other things to find out which methods can be applied in there. You come to the methods section, or you could have just clicked help next to it. This is for animations. It's all set up in the similar method, but you also have an additional parameter which it will alternate between the two with a delay and a repeat value. So let's say for rotation, it could rotate at one axis and then back to another, and then with a repeat it would just keep going back and forth. Texture would swap, or sculpts would swap, or so on. Now down here is the skin methods. These are the options that you can choose to use to create individual skin sets, such as texture, sculpts, shine, glow, and color. And each of them have very similar setups where it's prim, face, and vector, or the other value. But there's also such as for shine, there's predetermined behaviors such as high, medium, low, or none for the shines. Sculpts, this would be the prim number, the stitching type number, and it tells you 0 for none through 4 through for the cylinder, and then you would put the UUID, the key of your sculpt mesh, right? So going back to the My Accounts page in the tutorial species here, it'll show you all these. So when a new breed is created, it will pick one category each. It will pick one value, one of these for each category supplied, and depending on how you configure your breed, such as let's see, right in here in your settings down towards the bottom, you'll see skins on or off. Well, we want the skins on. We want them to set the skins, and a minimum and a maximum of number of skins. If the minimum is 5, and let's say we only have 4 created right now, that's all there is these 4. It will only apply 2 of these because there are only 2 categories available. If you don't make any categories, it will only apply just one of these. The default category is none. Okay, but you can name it anything you would like. The rest of the skins will be saved. You'll have all 4 with these settings the way they are. You'll have all 4 of those skins saved in the breed so they can be passed on to other generations. It will determine a random number between 5 and 10 though. As you can see, it set the color on my breed already, since it's already configured. It's not such an ugly color, but we're going to open this up, move those scripts over so that we can put them in our bear, and we no longer need the default dog object. So we're going to put these scripts now in the bear, and I'm going to leave the auto parameters script in there because I'm going to show you how to do animations next. So move over your scripts so that they're now in the breed object. When he was first created, he's now got the white blank limbs and the red body. The beauty of the new skin categories is you can now go into your settings and do something such as let's say the fur, and using the expressions, and then /n for next line. So you have fur and then fur, which will now tell the script to show what its current skin set is for the fur. And then what did we do? The limbs is the limbs parameter. This is the way to format to show based on the category which one is applied, because remember I said only one per category will actually be applied. You can also show all the skins and all the dormant skins in your in expressions based on the expression. You go in here, it's my skins or my dormant skins. Where's the my skins? Right down here, and it will display in a string all the current skins plus whether or not they're applied or not. So saving this will now it'll say hello eco one more time, and then it will show in hover text its current value. So its limbs are blank and its fur is red. Okay, so let's clean up a little bit. I'm going to show you by dragging off a few copies that it will in fact apply a random skin set to each breed. Oh, that was perfect. And he is set to grow right now. If you look in the parameters, he'll probably be starting to grow. Or is that just because of the... Yeah, no, that's just because this is a little higher than that. Whoops. Wondering why his feet were sinking. But anyway, as you can see, it randomly applied the limbs to wood or blank, and it's looking good so far. So let's go back into just one of these, and I'm going to show you a simple way to do a prim animation. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's make his eyes grow when he's touched or something. We want to now touch the base, save it. It saves the base, and then what we want to do is I'm just going to make it so his eyes get bigger. Okay, I think I need to stretch both sides, make his eyes get real big, like whoa. Okay, that's pretty freaky. So touching this again, it'll give me the option to get the animations for it, and that is now telling me the size of prim number 9 and number 10. So I'll copy this. I'm going to take it back in here under the tutorial species, and just so you know, I'm going to fix up the section a little bit so it looks a little cleaner. It shouldn't drop that down to the next line. But we're going to go in here and just call it wide eyes, right? And we don't want it to repeat. No repeat would be 0. It means it would cycle through it just once. And a delay in between each, we'll do like 2 seconds. Okay. So now we just copy and paste the parameters that it sent me and click save, and that's it. Now we have an animation called wide eyes. Again, if you want to edit the names of any of these, you can do so by just clicking the edit button or create a new one, and it'll give you all that. If you need to go directly to the skin methods or animation methods section, it's right here. You can just click help. But let's get back into here, and now there's one more thing that we have to do in order to make this work. Wow, those eyes are huge. I'm going to shrink them back down to size, because that's his default value there. Now it's saved. It has the information of the animations, so it knows what that an animation named wide eyes exists. So what we need to do is go in here, and I'm going to make a simple a bind method that will allow me, the owner, to touch and just make it do that. The bind is touch. The behavior filter is owner only, and it's going to trigger the method called eyes. and all we have to do is call set wide eyes. Okay, and doing that means when I touch it, it will set the animation wide eyes, which we just configured, which by the way, it'll first set this param, delay for the set amount of seconds, and then set this param. If repeat is set to -1, it'll go back to the beginning after the defined delay and continue that cycle. Or you can set how many times it does that by just changing, so maybe like 5 would run that cycle 5 times, right? Or 2, you know, would make it go twice. But just for this example, when I touch it, it's going to set that. If you did set it to -1 to always keep repeating, you can always unset it by just calling unset and defining the using the identifier. So just real quickly, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to save this. It's going to allow me, it's going to set the bind and allow me to touch it to do the eyes animation. And clicking that, the eyes go up 2 seconds, and they went back down. My param finder script is still in there, so when I do touch it, it's giving me this, but just ignore this for a second. Touch this, eyes go up, and eyes go down. This can be useful for a number of different things. Any kind of prim animation, and if you just supply the first parameter, you're also now enabling the ability to set the parameters of numbers and numbers of different things, such as you can have hidden prims within your object that when you set the prim animation with just one value, you can now like maybe add a texture that has one value. You can add scars that are progressive based on properties that you set, or you can change the type of prim that it is. Add, like, you know, you can add sculpts, make them, you know, at a certain position and rotation on the object, and resize the prim. So you can give it a hat, or you can give it other accessories. So this was the basic tutorial. I'm going to start providing a lot more examples on the website as well as videos. I hope this helped you out with creating a unique skin set. This will at least get you started and get the creativity flowing. I appreciate you watching. Yeah.